Welcome, guys. This is the first ever episode of Grand Prix Breakdown. This is more like an unscripted version of what I do with the YouTube shorts, but a little longer. So, the series is what something I wanted to do for a pretty long time, a long video explaining races to people. I talk about some of the moments that have happened during the races. This particular series is based on MotoGP. So now let's get into the Czech Grand Prix this weekend. Let's start with Marco Bezzecchi. Marco Bezzecchi had a pretty decent placing in qualifying and was supposed to do very well in the weekend. Marco Bezzecchi actually hit a marshal, which I believe should not have happened in the first place because the marshal was helping him get him back on the bike, and he had just crashed out during the sprint race. And the slap was a pretty bad showing, not just on Marco's attitude. It was also like disrespecting the marshal and marshals all around the Grand Prix, because these guys don't earn any money. They come voluntarily. They are normal people. They are people who might be a little rich and stuff, and they help out each and every weekend to make sure that these events are successful. So that was something I was pretty concerned about, but he came out and apologized for it, which was the right thing to do. Actually, it's not more than the decent thing. It was the only thing he could do to save himself. But the suspension was warranted. The suspension was very important because this sets an example that riders won't get away with having their anger issues displayed on track. Maybe a few years back, FIM would have been a little lenient on these incidents, saying, "Oh, it's a heat of the moment thing." They would have sorted out later on, stuff like that. But when the penalty was handed, I was like really happy. Yeah, this is a good way to go. Then proceeding towards Ai Ogura, he is the star of this weekend's Grand Prix. So takes third place in sprint, does second place. But the way he raced, I don't think he has been in the second year of his Grand Prix. This is something you don't expect from someone who has just done a second year in their whole MotoGP career. This was a pretty good drive of a champion. I do believe that down the line, within 5 years, Ai Ogura could be a champion. The kind of temperament he had during the race, it was that of a champion, and he made sure that he was on the right lines always. Sprint could have been a little better. Had he pushed a little harder, he would have finished second in sprint, but there is always room for improvement, and drivers and riders with the caliber of Ai Ogura usually end up in a really good spot. The commentators were constantly telling him that he handles the modern MotoGP bike like the older Moto2 bikes, right, where he leans it really hard in tighter lines, and he has a control over it. And when he was chasing Pecco, right, he was at his real peak best. And with MotoGP bikes, there's a huge problem, right? As soon as you come a certain distance to the bike or forward, your tire pressure kind of starts to go up, and it's like a bubble. And what happens is it also causes a lot of tire wear, and there's a high chance that you could fuck up your lines and stuff. But Ai Ogura was just there. He was just there, and as soon as he got the opportunity, he overtook Pecco like it was nothing, and he just stayed there. And he was chasing Marquez until the real end, and it was a pretty good photo finish. Pedro Acosta did not have a really great race. Neither did he have a great sprint. Sprint, he crashed out and he retired. Race sucks. On the very last lap, his ride height device broke, and he had to get himself out of the danger. He takes to the side of the road, and I think KTM needs to get their act together, because KTM does have an opportunity to win the next 2 years within that, because the 850cc reset is gonna really help KTM do the best job, because they are now gonna be on a level playing field with Ducati and Aprilia. And definitely Pecco's sprint win was something I was not expecting. I was expecting the Aprilia to do good. Pecco was not having a great last 12 months, and his race finishes were questionable. And given the rumor that he's going out, I thought he would not perform that great with Ducati, but the Ducatis have caught on with Aprilia. We saw Marquez's win in the main race, and Pecco showed how to drive a Ducati really well. Aprilia will have to pull the strings up, and they have to be like, okay, if we are gonna win this year, we are gonna go all out. But the one thing that impressed me a lot was Marc Marquez. He has a ton of injuries. I don't know how he rides. Generally, with the amount of bolts and metal plates in your body like this, you should not be able to race. But he teaches you how to get away from all that despair and just turn up and show what you are capable of. Mark Marquez reminds me of those movies where an underdog becomes a champion, he reigns supreme for a few years, then he gets into bad habits, falls apart, and then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take this up once again. I am the champion, I'll be the champion, and I should be treated as a champion. Comes back, shows everyone what he's capable of, and then wins the championship. This is my first attempt at making a really long video. I did not really have a script. I just went with what I know of the race, and I just broke down. So if you like this video, do give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more such breakdowns, and share it with your friends. And I do love a really good feedback, and do comment your feedback down below. And what else? You can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and x.com, which is also Twitter. And I'm also available on LinkedIn. And that's it. My name is Dhanush, and this is Revtillpossible, and see you in the next video.